All right, part 2, the Stanley Parable. Say hi, YouTube. We're gonna try to finish up these endings today. Oh. Already it's different. Hang on, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. You're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Do y'all have a favorite time? I don't think I do. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. That was cute. Okay, a reminder, you went off the rafter and went through the blue door and got through... Okay, yes. We got through the baby game last time.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in
yeah, I guess it didn't save.
And he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what.
Can I
buttons
actually
to
skip?
push.
Oh my gosh, it actually worked. Oh, achievement, welcome back. Quit the game and then start it again. Oh, cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we're not gonna pick up the bucket.
Stanley, pick up the bucket.
Excuse me? It really closed the door on me. I'm not picking up the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the
yes, truly a
to the
room worth
rafter.
admiring, but eager to get back
I want to
to
try to
business,
see if there's a
Stanley
way to
took the
get down
first
to get
open
that
door on his
collectible
left.
too. Go Corono! Welcome,
Stanley
welcome.
was so bad at following
here completely
directions,
now.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do you think I could make this jump? Ah! Oh shit! Oh my god! I feel so smart right now.
Another Mr. Stanley figurine.
2 out of 6!
There really must be a snappier name
Yeah,
for these things. What about
yeah.
mini stands? Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes,
Stanlerines?
I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Heck yeah! We're gonna get all these collectibles. Do I have to... Whoa, what the... Okay, guess we're doing this time. Then we're doing this ending, I mean. Whoa. We're... What?
Stanley had
Okay.
now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten
What
path
the...
that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the
Ah!
beaten path
It's
that it seemed the
repeating!
office had begun.
Oh my
So
god.
far off the beaten path it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far
stop
off the
it.
beaten path that it seemed the office had...
Narrator
You
sound
didn't think I
system.
was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
Oh, a lost kitty.
Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all
Gene.
your fault.
Oh. He was so mad over that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Why
the
is
meeting
this
room.
computer on?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Wait, next time I restart, close the door? My office door? Figure Finders Committee? Oh, okay. Close the door without leaving the room. Okay. I shall do that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Wow, beautiful
Yes,
lounge.
this
Beautiful.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
I'm sorry, I had
Stanley
to.
leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Yay! Okay, I'm gonna close the door this time.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Just hide away
And
from
here
everything.
I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
Oh.
Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
Years?
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even
What?
closer. Here it comes.
Oh. And we're back. Jump out the first window on my left?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This window?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, do we have to like get up on the desk? Let me jump. I think the chair is out far enough. Who farted? The mugs. Okay, wait, hold up. Let me, oh shit. Come on, go. Go out the window. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it, buddy. Come on. Ah!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think?
Brilliant.
Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Ah,
Okay,
yes.
I'm over it now.
Bright
What do you
white
think?
light.
Are you sick of this gag yet?
No. No. Okay, fine. Oh, I gotta go. Okay, no.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Oh, this
Clearly,
guy.
This whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
Yeah, I don't feel lucky.
Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision
This guy
whether
is
to come
such
back
a little
here,
bitch.
continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Cheers. No, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Restart. Restart me. I don't want this anymore, narrator. I don't want it. What the? Oh, that's the wind. Oh my god. That's so funny. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out. Oh, we have to manually restart? Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. Should I do begin the game again? Or does that restart the entire game? Yes? Oh, okay. Bet. Okay, it just restarts the loop. Okay, good to know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh crap, I passed the window. Yeah, I figured it was just gonna be him droning on again for the yes option. Oh, you remember, look at the computers after every restart. Oh, I knew there was something going on with the computers. Or there was only like some of them that were on. Okay, so we did all of the left door endings, right? I forget.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
Where
perfectly
exactly
well.
we went
Perhaps he
last
wanted
time.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where do we go to get to the door again? The computers that have a loading bar change every loop. Oh! Okay, yeah, we jump on the railing. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone
No!
But in his eagerness to
No!
prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform
No.
and plunged to his death.
Whoopsies.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Crap. Okay, zoom. I wish I could
All of
sprint.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Whoopsies, I missed.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Zoom. Oh wait, can I still? Computer. Is it these? The ones that say input received? That seemed like it did something, right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Beautiful employee
Standing now
lounge.
in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
Okay.
he wasn't fired years ago.
Remembered another ending for the right door after you do red and blue door endings. Okay, bet.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
Bet,
here.
bet, bet.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please.
What? Really?
Ha!
I was in the
Got
middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, so which one do we want to go through? Red or blue? Blue? Blue it is.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue. Blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Nope.
Stanley walked.
Blue.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
Opposite
don't
the
let me
Matrix.
stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth
Wall.
ruining the entire story I'd written out
128.128.
specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay. How did ceiling light? It's cute. All right, third time's a charm.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
More choices? I mean, I like more choices. We'll be honest here.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
He is a soul.
You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Whoa. Oh yeah, the leaderboard. Jesus. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. A dead rat. Yeah, we're last. That's so silly. Okay, let's go back.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped
Yes.
you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on. And
Oh,
now
he's
would
excited.
be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left
It's the
towards
baby again.
danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours
This is technically
of play
possible, but
to
you
make
won't
sure
want
it's
to do
effective.
it.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
God. A second button is added to this game? Yeah, I am definitely... I don't know who could sit through this for 4 hours. Burn. Burn.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Heck
Because if
no,
it's the
I ain't
latter,
protecting
well, I
that
don't know
baby
what
for
to
4
do. I'm
hours.
completely out of ideas. I can't
can
think
burn.
of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps
creep
for some
tower
sort of
gets me.
twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
All right, we're back where we left off. Coconut. Here to hear, folks. Ally says the baby should burn, and I'll say it again. Oh, the original one was Minecraft? That's cool. I remember a long time ago, me and my girlfriend watched someone stream Firewatch. And that's how I knew that's what this was. Well, I don't know if it's exactly that, is it? So it sure does look like it. Firewatch was very good. It's been forever, so I might honestly try to stream it someday since I don't remember it at all. I just remember just like the general design of it and stuff.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
It can't be what?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Block it off.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing.
Oh, come on.
Big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank you.
Oh, he's like... he does not like that.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
God, what game is he going to put us in now?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
What?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had
Rocket
in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Oh my god, this is so funny. Oh, it used to be Portal?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Sports
Stanley,
ball?
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh my god, that thing is huge. Eh. This is the silliest thing.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience.
Ooh, we're going fast.
Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Oh. Oh no, that's too many. That's too many balls. Too many!
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
Yeah, it's a real video game.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh!
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. You still have
We are underneath. Oh shoot! Oh my god! What? I did it? What? I didn't mean to do that one. Oh my... This is creepy. What? I didn't like that. I don't like this. This is like a maze. I think we're in the back rooms. Oh wait, I'm back. This is so bad for someone with no sense of direction whatsoever. Yeah, and it's too- oh, it's kind of light in this one. Whoa, what? That's a lot of lights on this ceiling. Oh, oh! Light! 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 Wait, why is there light just here? Am I supposed to? No? Oh, my office! What the? It's like a creepy version of my office. Hello? Oh!
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way.
Sounds like a villain.
Once this ends,
I'll
after
be
it all
back.
comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Dang, okay. So we just got lost. we just fell and got lost. That one was kind of creepy. Okay,
All
let's
of
look
his
for
co-workers were gone.
computers.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley
Not
looked,
this one.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, red door this time. Okay. Oh, okay, I'm just touching all the computers that are on.
When Stanley came to a
Right
set of two
door.
open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business.
Yeah, we're not gonna fall in love
Stanley
with the
took
lounge
the
again.
first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced
talk
that
about
I
my
want
fake
something
wife.
bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this,
Our
but
one true
I
love
really
is Bucky.
do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, red door it is.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay, into pitch blackness. Oh God, I'm scared.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Whoa.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Aw. Ooh. Ooh, pretty. Okay, I'm bored. What's this? Boop, 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 boop.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm leaving. What? It's like a little child's drawing.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Stairs.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh God, he's like begging.
Please,
Oh.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh my God. Dang. Hey, well. Oh.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now,
We're
can
doing
we
it
please get back
again.
to the other... No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking
I'm
you not
sorry,
to take this away
narrator.
from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
How many times do I have to do this? Oh, this poor narrator. Okay. I believe I can fly.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Oh, man. Oh.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
Oh,
That you'll
buddy,
throw
no.
yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill
no.
yourself to keep me from being happy.
I just
Am I
want...
reading the situation correctly?
I just want the ending. I just want the ending. Oh.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Oh, damn.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Oh. Oh, I feel bad. Oh, damn. Yeah, we're getting slower. Oh my God, this is... Oh. Alright, last time. Oh.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Dang. Wow, that one, dang. That was rough. Holy crap. Oh, the poor narrator.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Whoa.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The end is never. Where's the loading bar one? That was all of them, right? Oh, yeah, that was all the computers.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
What does that say? After the lounge, go to the door on the left and press the button you ignored the first time. Oh, wait. What? This door? Okay. For an achievement, okay. In the earlier room just outside our office. Okay. This one? Oh, 4:30.
Oh, please.
Oh.
Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort.
Give me the achievement.
Measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Oh, 20 times?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort from.
Oh, he's gonna treat me like a dog, huh? Make me do a
50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50
Oh,
clicks.
you. Meow. Oh, I love that emote, JJR. Give me the achievement.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
20 clicks into door 417. He is such a little bitch.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh my gosh. He's making me run around. Wait, what door did he say? 437? Where is 437? Oh.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Oh my gosh. This narrator.
Now, back
He's just having fun for for us pulling him out of that stargazing thing.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine. I wasn't even looking. Where is that? Oh, it's in this room? Oh.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think
Oh
we're getting
my
somewhere.
gosh. I want to strangle this guy.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
What? Let me on. Let me on. The Fitness Grand Pacer Test is a multi-stage aerobic exercise. Let me on.
Yes!
Yeah, okay, there we go.
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh my gosh.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
He is having so much fun right now. You know what? It's fine. He kind of deserves this, right?
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes!
There we
did
go.
it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley.
That yes,
Nothing
you could
hold you back.
you could
Yes, I'm
hear
very
that
proud
from
of
his
how
soul.
far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now? What were you thinking?
Oh, that was a fun little thing. That was cute. Reminder, after the lounge, go to the door on the left and press that button. Okay. Yes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand,
Our first
majestic,
love, the employee lounge.
perhaps too, but eager to get back
But
to
our last
business,
love is Bucky.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, door on the left. Press the button that we...
And so he
Oh,
detoured
this
through
button.
the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door,
Nope.
and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So
Yes,
now
sir.
in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
You didn't sound so sure about that.
Oh, no.
Ah!
No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Even the narrator's
Let's
lost.
see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This
A little
story is
clap.
absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
Yeah.
From the top.
All right, that was funny. Okay, so we've done all of the ones on the left. What about, and did we do all the ones from the right door as well? There's still more from the left?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, notice something missing? The bucket's gone! Bucky's not here! How do we get Bucky? How do we get him back? It's not done yet. I really just want to look in these offices. We must get our love back. Bucky!
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Oh.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Find the story? I'm gonna start here. Oh. It's just... Bucky.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, so we
Stanley
restarted
decided
again.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucky.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
It's worse.
I might be remembering this wrong.
There's no
it's
doors.
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. See if we missed anything. We have to find our true love. Oh, Bucky.
Aha!
Whoa, what?
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Ooh, this is creepy. All this blue.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay, retracing our steps. Retracing our... Oh, wow. Oh, what the?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
Blood?
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
Oh, a
You
pallet jack.
win!
Oh.
Congratulations!
Ah, we win!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care
You
what
and me
might happen
both,
this
pal.
time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
Oh my gosh, he
adventure
made us a
line.
path.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Wee. Oh. We can go in through here?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
Yes, I must walk up
Now,
the
we
wall.
can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if
Dude
my
is getting all,
experience
like,
of your
philosophical
existence
here.
rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative
What?
experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Aw, I want to go up the wall, follow the path. Whee. Oh. Oh my god, are we gonna find number 1? Oh, number 6 gets a big office. Aw, we didn't find number 1. Oh, it's zigzaggy. Running from an alligator. Annual reviews, monthly ledgers, corporate imbalances. Oh my gosh, it is ransacked in here. Ah, yes, I just need to go up the ceiling. Plant.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Oh?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
What the heck? Okay. Fern. Got it.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
No! We're locked out again. Ooh. We can go in here, though. Oh, and we're back here.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
Line
after
TM.
everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
He is so dumb. Dude, I followed your adventure line and it took us nowhere. The line betrayed us.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh. Bye-bye, line. Into a new path.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Boy, maybe just get to someone's office so I can snoop.
Not you again.
Aww.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the
God,
line
he was
from
in the
having any
ceiling.
role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Go away, line. Even the narrator's sick of the line, and he made the line. Ooh.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh. Okay, we can open other doors. Alright. The confusion ending? You've been playing the confusion ending for 18 minutes.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Another
I don't want to be
existential
trapped
crisis.
like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Do it.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know,
We just wait.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination, so I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh. Well, shit. Dang, they really cut him off.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Well, damn. Got the confusion ending. Was that a truck siren? You know, I don't... What was that sound? Like, what was that cut off the narrator? Bucky!
Stanley
We
picked
picked
up the
him
bucket.
up! Our one true love, Bucky. We have him in our arms again. Wait, let me look at the computers real quick. Okay, I was like 99% sure that I didn't get all of the bars on that one computer where it had like the input thing. But I don't know, it's not showing up anymore, so I don't know if that's done with now. Oh well. OTP Stanley and Bucky.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Clutched it to the chest. Should we do the door on the left now, since we have Bucky? Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Every ending has a bucket variant. Alright, bet. Let's do the good ending with the bucket. With Bucky. Oh. This is like... This is like a meeting room for the collectibles. Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, TBH. Weird spinning figurines. Can we sell them? Obviously. More money if sold together. How many are there? 6. Saw one in cargo room. Employee 421 building a bridge. I wonder if there's clues as to where they are here. Why floating? Oh god. That's cursed. This is cursed. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to a regular office ambience or local audio sources using an array of Cartier microphones. Directional microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Coming from a dark area behind a very warm place? Is this telling me that the figures like make a sound? Maybe we are the collectibles. Shut the frick up. Who are you? Oh, wait, right here. Places to search. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person. Okay, so we already... Okay, we did those. A fireplace. Okay, so stairs, obviously the stairs for the boss's office, right? So maybe the collectible is somewhere by the stairs. Private but smelly place. A bathroom. The stairs to the crazy ending. In a bath. Nearby a fireplace. Okay, so we have an okay. We have an idea of where they'll be.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you?
No.
The aura of jealousy. It's as
Jealousy.
clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom
You're not
closet is
stealing my
trying to
bucky.
say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good friend, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion.
This is my bucket.
And lifelong friend.
Love triangle with the
hand it
broom
over.
closet.
Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing
How
manner?
dare you,
Well,
broom
I've
closet.
never. Go on, Stanley.
How dare
Lay
you.
into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Screw you, broom closet.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Property
Now it's
of
settled.
Stanley.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet.
Yeah,
With all your
take a
meandering
hike.
philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah, you tell him, narrator. Okay, so guys, I don't believe in owning your
All right,
partner.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going
But
to
I
snap
do
it on
like
as
the
well because
sticker.
I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself,
Yes,
it's a bucket.
it's a bucket.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Bucketception. Right, is that the the jealous broom
You know what?
closet ending?
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Is the narrator just like entertaining us, trying to get us to go outside with reverse psychology? Screw you, broom closet. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, goodbye, broom closet. Yeah, close the door on you.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, I have to check the bathroom. Heck yeah!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Figlies!
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Oh my goodness. Figlies makes me think of fig. Yeah, I could see that. Oh yeah, that's just the elevator. Okay, but Figlies is like so fun to say though.
In his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Soothing presence?
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it.
Yes,
The
Bucky.
two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Oh, will it
Nor in his
open?
bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed
Will
the
the Stanley
correct
figure
code
be
by sheer
behind here?
luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket is guiding us. Bucky's guiding. Oh, a Stanley figure!
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Hell yeah.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
All right. Boo. Last one we'll need is by going downstairs to go crazy. Oh, so the first ending that I
elevator raced
got.
downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
That's Bucky
The
for you.
bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Bucky is truly carrying us as much as we're literally carrying Bucky. It's rather poetic. Yes, it is. A beautiful relationship.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in
Is there
shock.
a new
Everyone in the office
ending
was
with the
being
bucket if we
videotaped,
jump off?
monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into
Aww.
tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Aww. Emotional comfort with Bucky. Come on, Bucky. Let's go together.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned
Oh,
his
yes,
fall.
it cushioned our fall.
Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed.
Oh, we got a couch.
It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
Oh my god.
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn
no.
and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail.
Oh, Bucky.
All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending.
Man, this
made
toxic
no
relationship
sense at all
with
to the
Bucky.
bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Damn. Okay, wait, this is different. That's kind of sad, our relationship with Bucky.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Come here, Bucky.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Oh. I don't see if there's anything else. Can we open any of these?
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right. Let's do the left door endings. I'm gonna listen to the narrator this time. Oh, dang it, the downstairs. Okay, yeah, the downstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Nope. Figure. Stanley figure!
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly
Savor this
Wiggly.
moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Damn, really no achievement? He wasn't lying. Thank you, JJR. Thank you. I appreciate that. Since the narrator is too mean to say it.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility
let's go
of
crazy
facing
now.
his boss,
With
admitting
Bucky.
he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Oh no,
He
Bucky's
looked
gonna
down
get
at the
dragged
bucket
into
in his
this.
arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating.
Bucky, no! We lost the real Bucky!
Now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed.
Where's
Without
my Bucky?
Bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard
Bucky?
it calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be?
Oh.
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them
Bucky?
were his.
Bucky?
None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley!
Bucky, where are you?
Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming
Bucky?
from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
No.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Well,
She
shit.
arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Bruh!
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps
Oh,
he didn't
Bucky.
even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity.
Is
on
that Bucky?
everything. Heck yes, she
And
thought
her
to
arms?
herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
She backflipped all the way to work. Bucky cheated on us. With a lady named Mariella. Salty, no bucket Mpreg. Because Bucky left us. So there's no chance for bucket Mpreg. So sad.
Stanley,
Oh.
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more
Dark.
trip back to the memory zone?
Whoa, what?
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines just one more time.
I think it's a good thing you stayed. Holy crap. Ooh, pretty music. Or a sound effect, not music. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Okay, that's all the same. What's down here?
Here's where it all began. The first
The
collectible.
first one.
Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Oh. 7 out of 6. Oh my gosh. It's just redoing
and here
the...
was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around by the red and blue doors. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Mm-hmm. Okay, narrator.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Well, this was later on, so it was the warehouse.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the warehouse. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
What?
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't think so, but sure. Free figure. Ooh, this is creepy. It looks like... Ugh. Looks like some sort of back room.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh my god, this looks like it was made on Windows Media Player. Oh my god. YouTube videos from 20 years ago for real. Oh my god, this like blue in the font reminds me of those lyric videos. Best boy, the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Oh, that was funny. Okay. And this one.
Then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine. Right here, under the stairs. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Okay. Oh. What the?
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future.
The fern!
Goodbye, memory zone.
No, I'm not done.
Oh.
I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep
Ah!
enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Fern? We gotta go back now? Alright.
Okay, yes, that spot under the stairs. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour
Oh my
of the
gosh,
memory
he's doing
zone,
more?
this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
I feel like it's gonna get creepier.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yes, I do, narrator. Oh my god.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I love that video.
Yes, the pink room that we definitely went to.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the
No, I want a
temptation.
reward.
Next one.
He's a little obsessed with his with his figurines. Just a little bit.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it?
Oh,
Keep
that's...
going.
Sometimes you gotta, buddy.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going.
Buddy,
what
no.
else is there? What came before this?
Exit. Ew, it's all creepy now. Okay. Nothing here. Fern? No, that's not it. That's not it either.
Look, it's the terrible new content that
Oh,
we
the
were
jump circle.
originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Dude's a little obsessed. Oh, what?
Yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your
Oh,
office.
and we're back at the beginning. Okay.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Oh. Remember what?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different.
Ooh.
I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely?
Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be.
Interesting.
Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Does this mean we only get one more run? Like, is he for real? He for real, for real? Oh no. Oh, the phone's ringing.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
What the fuck? That was weird. Okay, yeah, let's make it count. Yeah, we're definitely doing a bucket variant.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Bucky, comfort us.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, we're gonna... Yeah, we've already done 2 left door endings with Bucky, so let's go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out
I want to see what
correct?
dialogue
Was this
is
better
here.
than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Anything else? No, just Bucky was insightful.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home, here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Okay. Hi, Houdini.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to
It's
business.
not.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
The bucket's voice.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley
Okay.
did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Let's listen to the bucket.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
We shall do whatever you ask, my love. Into the dark room we go.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay. Oop. Sorry, Houdini's like, and she crawled into my lap. Okay, hi, Houdini. Okay. Okay, let's pick up the phone. Pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a
Oh,
man
no.
named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then,
Oh.
very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
He can speak to us. Bucky can speak. Oh my god, is this our home? Me and Bucky's home? Okay, this is pretty nice. A pretty nice little apartment for one person. And a bucket. Bucky! Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press H to take me to work with you. H.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
No, it's real. Bucky, my love. J.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Bucky. Dang, homework, homework. Bucky goes
Try
everywhere
anyway.
with us.
Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk.
No, it's
All it
sentient.
would ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
He understands us. Don't listen to the loud man. Press O for us to go back home. Oh, we're going home, Bucky.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and
narrator's
listened to.
jealous.
Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Press B to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Hell yeah, Bucky, you're my one and only. I will only listen to you. Ignore everyone else.
Sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
I like work, I just hate my boss. That's the mug. Okay, why is it all dark in here? Bucky? You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? I do, Bucky. I love you. I love you so much. N.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
To relive this same day with me over and over, that is my one and only dream.
Oh my God, what am I saying?
get better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
It's so much more than just a regular bucket. It's a bucky. Go home to work to home to work to work to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on?
Oh.
Why do I want to be with the bucket?
No.
Hear what the bucket has to say. Do
No.
anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
The narrator's trying to be a
The
homewrecker.
bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
No. Were they having dinner together? Bucky, where are you? Is this for me or for the narrator?
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give
No.
me the bucket, Stanley.
No.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Go back to work, Stanley. Bucky? Oh my god, did Bucky kill the narrator for us? He really loves us.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where
Oh, he's still
everyone
alive.
would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Be my Valentine? Right next to Bucky. He's speaking to me through the mugs. I will be your Valentine,
Warmth
Bucky.
spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Yeah, I guess that one ending was just a red herring. Okay, Dark. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't miss that one. Have a good shower.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
Nope,
and
going
entered
right.
the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
The voice is so funny. It gets me. Okay, what if we jump off with the bucket?
Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the
Nope.
top. There's something up...
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend.
Nope, our lover.
So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Romantic. Okay.
All of his co-workers
One
were
ending
gone.
down.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Okay, JJR. Fun doing dishes. Oh, this is different. Yeah, if anything, if I don't know how to get to a certain ending, I'll just I'll just Google it.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay, we're gonna go this way this time with Bucky.
No, stop.
Ah!
Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this
Discrimination.
point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I
What?
suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Ooh. Okay. What is this? Is this
Now
a
then,
bucket?
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Oh my god.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is
What?
a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I feel like that was cheating.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I feel like I want to just hit yes for everything. Oh, come on.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
Yay!
This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Definitely.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes. Still a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
2 for 2, y'all.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Of course.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? Both. It neither
Item...
is
Wait, hold on.
or
I can't
isn't
find the next
a
one.
bucket.
Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Hello?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
A bucket
Answer me
is
straight,
nothing and
Stanley.
everything all
Do
at
you
once.
believe that nothing is a bucket?
I feel like I can't say that in front of Bucky. No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
He is a bucket.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
What?
Okay, here we go.
Excuse me?
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
It's because
Every single
everything's
thing
a
in the
bucket.
game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Just give me
All
Bucky
right,
back.
Here we go.
Okay, Bucky better be here.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Oh, thank God.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Just keep going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Nope.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Let's... Oh, JJR, that was fast. Done with the dishes? We played a game of what is and isn't a bucket.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Why is there a mug on the ladder? Oh my God, you're right. I said yes to everything and it turned out that everything was a bucket. I was right.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's
Feel
something
validated.
up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I want to see if I can... Yeah, I was just going to say I want to see if I can unplug the phone.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
No.
Oh, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk.
It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A
No.
talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't
How
exactly an
dare
instructional
he
video
impersonate
on comedy
Bucky?
that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Oh no, another instructional video?
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than
What the
76
heck?
degrees Fahrenheit with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect
so
example of
silly.
expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how
Data.
right they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter
Oh,
in
God.
no time at all. Just
That's
remember to
terrifying.
let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader
I'm
who
sorry,
threaten
what?
our very existence and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us,
Oh.
and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well,
Okay.
no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I wonder if that was like that instruction video was with like the aliens at the end was like a little nod to the one ending in the museum that they originally had about Stanley being in a war zone fighting aliens. I think that was a little nod to that. That was funny. Okay, we're just going back now.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call
The
me.
king of
Thank
comedy.
goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spunk. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Did we? Okay. I think we did all the paths on the right. I think. I don't know. I don't have a guide up or anything. So I'm gonna go on the left and see.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this was all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing
sorry,
work
bro.
now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Oh.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Hey, wait a second. Where's my bucket sticker? On Bucky. When did it disappear? Oh, hi, Dark. Narrator's trying to do comedic timing. But yeah, they took away the bucket sticker on Bucky.
What?
Whoa.
We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land, or not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back.
Oh no,
and
not
rewatch
the
that
instructional video again.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are.
Oh my god, it's canon.
No?
Unabashedly in love with a bucket. It's canon.
Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so...
Hey, we're the narrator and we're
mental.
holding the
I
bucket.
saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me...
Stanley, your bucket.
More instructional
Bucky is
videos.
up here.
Let's see.
Who's Leroy? Why are they sorry? Oh, that was great. Stanley and Bucky canon. Leroy Jenkins. Phone?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately.
I'm trying.
And cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant
bye.
day.
2 more right door endings. The button. Oh, the vent. Oh, there's our bucket sticker. It's back.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Aww. True love exists.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Okay, we're gonna do...
Stanley took the door on his
vent.
left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting
I
room.
can't help
go
but
somewhere
laugh
else.
every time.
The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh my god. Ooh, that was bright. What?
Okay, this is
Whoa,
day number
what?
295. Tape number.
Evidence?
I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it
Bucky?
up. No matter how many times
Someone
I've done
else is picking
it's
you up?
always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Cherish it.
I can monetize it.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there?
What?
Caporata.
Excuse me? Okay, what the fuck? What the heck? Okay, what? I think we got abducted. I don't know, by like a cult or something? What?
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
Oh, that was
Just
different
a matter
dialogue.
of time.
Oh, thank God Bucky's still here.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Leroy was someone whose personal information was scattered throughout the original game in pieces as a joke. Unfortunately, people put it together and stole from his bank account. That sorry Leroy was an apology from the What? Out of all the things that I thought it could be, that was like the last on my list. Oh my gosh. That's insane.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Poor Leroy.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Excuse me?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
This is an intervention.
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original
The
Stanley
fern.
Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
You can't
Don't you
understand
want
our
another
Bond
story
narrator.
involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
No, fuck the Adventure
yes,
Line.
That's what the fans want. Let's do it.
No, I don't give a fuck about the Adventure Line. I just want Bucky. No. Hello, fake wife. Oh, I gotta follow this Adventure Line, don't I?
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
I don't care about the Adventure Line.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Excuse me? Is that what I think? I am not giving up Bucky, sir.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We
No.
need to get rid of the bucket.
Uh-uh.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh, hell no.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out
Nope.
character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Okay, I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna look at it.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's
Oh, God.
really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort
Oh,
of
no, I
Bucket
can't leave.
Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer.
No, I'm
is
not
getting
feeding it.
very
I am
upset
not
now.
giving
You'll
it
have to
Bucky.
Hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer
Nope.
until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly
Nope.
now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley.
Nope.
Give the
Nope.
fans what they
No,
want.
Bucky, I'll
Hurry
protect
and-
you.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye,
This is so
new
funny.
friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
No, you sucked. You sucked. See you in hell, Bucket Destroyer. Oh my god. I'm never doing that. I don't care if it doesn't give me an ending. I'm never throwing Bucky in there. Nope. Mm-mm. Oh my god, just the,
All of his
the big-ass
coworkers were
machine
gone.
just
What did
floating
it
in the
mean?
void.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, is this stuff on the computers again?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. the embrace of an old friend.
An old
a
lover.
weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Yeah, we're gonna do the left door endings now. With Bucky, of course.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Meeting
Still
room.
no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, I see, JJR. You'd have to do the original endings. Okay. Yeah, that would take too long. You can tell me what happens, though. I'd like to know. Oh. There's one right here. I didn't even think this computer was one of them. You go to heaven, which is nothing but a white space with giant buttons circling you. So heaven just consists of buttons. I'm gonna see what happens in the elevator with Bucky. I love how Stanley's version of heaven is just a bunch of buttons. Ugh, there's his humming. Ugh. I'm giving the heebie-jeebies. Look, I'm just trying to have some alone time dancing with Bucky, and the narrator is ruining it. Ugh, I can't do it. It's like, it's making me... Ugh. This is humming in my ears. Oh, okay, I guess I didn't do anything. But we gotta go... I think we have to keep going, don't we? Jester234, hello!
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
And in love.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh my god, yeah, when Bucky killed for us. Yeah, the narrator was starting to like, he's like, ooh, I got feelings for the bucket. We're like, oh, hell no. And then Bucky killed him.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
I am doing the elevator one, but the narrator just said something about pressing the number 3 on the keypad.
Here we are, said Stanley.
Whoa.
Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life.
Such a special
Stanley
button.
looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt
Bucky?
such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
What? Oh my gosh, yes, Salty, don't forget the part where we got abducted after we decided to sell off Bucky. Yeah, there was a part where we went kind of cuckoo crazy. We were like, ooh, we can monetize Bucky. And how good he makes me feel. How good everyone will feel when they embrace Bucky. Okay, I'm done with 3. Oh, good luck for your TCG pocket pull. I gotta do mine too. I forgot to do mine today.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Let's go back up and see what happens.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Bucky? Bucky, what's wrong?
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at
What?
all. Only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection,
Bucky,
Stanley
no.
returned to the elevator.
You think Bucky was abducted and can no longer communicate with us? Bucky, no. Oh, JJR, nice. Nice pull. I was so happy the other day I got the Leafeon EX. Not the full art one, but just like the normal EX. And I was happy
Stanley
with
and
that
the
because I
bucket
love
were
my
so
Leafeon.
close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's?
Where'd
The
our
question
passion go,
caused Stanley
Bucky?
to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Yes, Leafeon, that's my little baby. I love Leafeon so much. We're going up again. I want to. Okay, I want to see if there's anything else.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart.
Ooh,
He
okay.
decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would
Oh my
elaborate
gosh.
fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
We'll get the spark back with Bucky, guys.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
3, 3, 3, 3. Oh.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
All right. Oh, maybe Bucky is staying silent because he's jealous of our love for the number 3. Oh no, it's another love triangle.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved.
Yes, JJ, yes he is.
He was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
No! No! No, Bucky, no! No. No. We abandoned Bucky for a number. It's not even a really good number.
The office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very
pretty
much
bright, I
that
guess.
it was.
Oh, I'm really sad about Bucky. I want Bucky back. Oh! Oh, it's here. Oh, there's one more input. Ooh, okay. Nice. Ah, Bucky, come here.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Okay. Everything's still okay with Bucky, it seems. It seems okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yeah, number 3 meant nothing to us, Bucky. Absolutely nothing. Nor does the lounge. Nor does
Still
the
no
other
one
things
was
we
here.
had love triangles
Stanley
with.
needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
What? I can't go in the broom closet? Oh, okay.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas,
Give me more
no
stickers for Bucky. I know you can just whip them up, narrator. Is that it? Or will he keep talking? Will he get annoyed? Come on, narrator. Get annoyed. Okay, I'm bored. Wait, what if I go back in? Nope. Okay. Bye, broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oop. Oh, that's different. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Money crisp. What? Oh, JJR, no worries. Reminder for remaining endings, escape, on button, off button. Okay, bet. Good night. Thank you for all of your help, for being my guide to the Stanley Parable. It's been a fun time. I'll see you next time, buddy. Oh, yes, the window ending. But with... Oh, yes, but with Bucky. That's right. Yes, thanks for being a sentient walkthrough, for
Stanley
real.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
You're the best, JJR.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken
Peace
down
out.
into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, let's do the escape ending.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door
Nope.
that read Mind Control. Although this
We're
passageway
escaping
had
with
the word
Bucky.
escape written on it, the truth
gonna live a
was
happy life
that
together.
At the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
We're gonna Thelma and Louise it then.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
It's fine, we're going out together. Just as it should be. Ah!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley
Alright,
and the
here we
bucket
go.
inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket
No, no,
everywhere.
no, 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 no. That's her.
Farewell,
Nope.
Stanley.
That's her true love.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the
Yes, the lady
narrator.
narrator.
As Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
That it
was
did.
a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh my gosh. The bucket welcomes you to the Grant exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Oh my goodness. Oh, we're not holding Bucky anymore because we're dead.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the
Bucky!
hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Bucky. Ugh, look at him go. Ugh, Bucky, so beautiful. A bucket with 2 handles. Dozens are put to death just for attempting it. $25 buckets. I think there's more. That looks like more than 25. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Oh my gosh, my heart will go on, please, on recorder. It being played on recorder is like 10 times better. Better like audio image. I was gonna say audio image in my head. Inferno bucket. The simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. Wow. Okay, sure. Stress bucket. Makes sense. Oh. Well, we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind. Do we know that? This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Oh my god, Bucky's a god. Oh my god. Oh my bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Our one true love is Bucky, the bucket god. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. No! I'll forever be this far away from Bucky. My one true love. Oh, can we jump in that? I can't live without you, Bucky. Oh, I can't. God dang it. I thought it would be like an infinite hole type situation. Oh!
But there is something we can do.
We got him.
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world,
What?
a new vision.
Girl. Oh shit. it's the heaven! It's the button heaven! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's just... It's all... Did you? I wasn't kidding. It's all buttons. You can push them. And they're different colors. Wait, I wanna get this whole row. It's like a button cult. Damn, Stanley, this really be your heaven? Oh, it just resets, you son of a bitch. Oh, you son of a bitch. They light back up. Okay, I'm done. How do I leave? How do I leave? Let me out. I think I may have to restart, maybe? I think so. I think I may have to like there's no exit. Okay, let's try this. It'll just start us over. Oh! I guess it just does it over again? Wait, I wanna see. Does it bring us right back to the heaven? Okay, it does. Okay. Okay, before I... Oh, wait. The on and off endings with Stanley. Or with with Bucky.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, the
Stanley
window
decided
one.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how
Do
hard
that
Stanley
first.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Get up on the chair. Okay. Wee.
At first,
Oh no!
Stanley assumed he'd
I
broken
forgot
the mat
Bucky.
until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He
I
then
forgot
praised the game for
Bucky.
its insightful and
I
witty
know, I
commentary
forgot
into the
Bucky.
nature of video
I'm so
game
used to
structure
having him in my
and
arms.
its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun
Well, I guess this
unique
time we
place
can
to
press-
be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
Press yes.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Oh, the music.
There once was a man named Stanley,
Oh, wow.
who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly.
Gangly.
What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton.
Yes, we did.
He did it all day, in a meaningful way.
Yep.
But his brain had
Oh,
long
well.
ceased to function.
Okay.
Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes.
Oh, no, I did
You
not like
too.
that. Okay, you asshole. Bye. Yes, Dark, you may hit the narrator in the shins with the lead pipe.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Wee.
Yes, whispered the bucket
Oh.
into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its
True
life and
self.
its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
Its
No.
brow.
Said the bucket.
Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations.
Gambhorata,
as payback
that
for
was
the
the-
secret amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of. No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid!
That
You
Gambarata thing was from the
bucket.
evidence tape.
This is so stupid! Why are we even
Yeah,
doing
the
this?
abduction.
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh. What?
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Bucky, no. I didn't even get to mortem. Bruh. Oh, salute Bucky. Say the same thing.
Hi, Stanley.
Oh.
Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
That was different. Huh. Our fake wife. Alright, we're gabbing Bucky and we're getting the...
It takes a lot of humility
last two
to
endings.
carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley
That's right.
checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh no, I messed
Crushed
it up.
by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Bucky always guides us. Which one do we do first, on or off?
Stanley and the
Good
bucket walked straight
question.
ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Save the best for last? Yeah, because off was... Yeah, Dark Off is technically the good ending, while on was like, you want all the power, monster, you fiend.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently,
Aww.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Bucky's almost crying.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Oh
What
shit.
kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do?
They're
in the
mind
first
controlling
place?
Bucky too?
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the
Best
bucket,
friends,
up
okay.
against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Okay, I'm gonna save off for last. Because that's technically like the good ending. So I'm gonna save that for last. And let's do on.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
The bucket?
Stanley gasped in horror.
Bucky betrayed
Had
us?
this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was
my
prepared to
God.
throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
What?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Best friends in a million quotes. I'm sorry. This one.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls
What?
were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had
Aw,
pointed him
look
towards
at
this
the duck.
incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Aww.
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Oh my god. So this was actually a good ending? I feel like I'm gonna have a bad habit of doing this, where I pick the ending that I think is gonna be the bad ending, and it turns into a good ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
That
to go
was
to
like
the
the
meeting
nicest
room.
ending
Perhaps
possible.
Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet
For real,
not,
I'm cursed with this.
assertive yet compassionate.
Oh, this is different. What the heck? Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, let's see what happens now. When we turn the mind control machine off.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Shut down this place. With Bucky at our side.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Stanley and Bucky against the world.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to
Million
life,
monitors.
and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Don't worry,
No!
Bucky will free
He
you.
screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the
All
proof.
right.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket,
Best
up against the
friends.
world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
All right, Bucky. For freedom.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the Bucket had defeated
Did
their
it?
greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live
We're
once they
planning our
stepped through this massive
future.
door. The Bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Aww.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Okay,
Both of
Stanley.
them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
That's
True,
a goal.
it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd live together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
What?
What? Wait.
No.
What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
No.
Was Stanley and the Bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the Bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the Bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the Bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the Bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious Bucket in his arms.
No.
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the Bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my Bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What? Wow, okay. So we were just trapped in eternal darkness with Bucky because the facility didn't want him to leave? Jeez. Alright, well those were the... I don't think those were all of the endings, honestly. I'm pretty sure there were like a lot of them, but I think those were like the pretty major ones, so I think we covered most of them. But that's probably gonna be all that I'm gonna play for this game. Well, for streaming anyway, but wow, that was a wild ride. That was something. I'd say my favorite part was probably definitely the Bucket. Like, I don't know why, but that was just so perfect. And Bucky, oh my gosh, I think it was you, Dark, that came up with the name, and it's just so simple but so funny. We gained our true love, our soulmate, Bucky, and we never parted with him. Except for when we killed him in the one ending, but I'm not gonna remember that. Okay, that was the Stanley Parable. Thank you guys for coming in and watching, and JJR and Dark and Salty and everyone for helping me remember the endings and stuff. Mostly JJR for guiding me towards Easter eggs and endings and achievements and stuff like that. But yeah, oh yeah, it was you that that gave Bucky his name. Jay was the goat in this, for real. For real, for real. For real. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. I got work early tomorrow, so I gotta go to bed early again. I hate adulting. But, alright, thank you guys for stopping in and watching, and playing with me, and having this silly, goofy time. Hope you all have a great night. Goodbye.